Good evening, Rocket League fans. Welcome to Minor League
And
Doubles.
there's still a big chance here for anyone to take this in regulation, and this is
No!
net. 10 seconds are gone in the ball.
With both members of Orange out of net right now, towards the net. This is a need. Numerics puts it in. This game's not over yet.
Bring out your predictions. Bring out your scores. Let's see where we go. Game 7. Winner moves on. Loser goes home. Fridge in position. Scores.
Just an insane series.
I just typed in chat. I can feel my heartbeat. It's so tense.
What a series.
Okay, there we go. Welcome back, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for some Friday action here on the MLE Network. It's going to be a three-game series. Three series of games? There we go. That's the one I wanted. I'm a Chiefs.
It's a triple match day, Chiefs.
Let's get this one going. It's Lightning versus Rhinos.
As the technical difficulties start nice and early, my microphone was turned off, my hotkeys weren't working, and somehow none of us had an intro prepared, but we're good to go here. The Lightning needing to pick up a couple games here as the Spartans take over the tentative divisional lead in the Storm division after a 5-0 sweep of the Spartans last night. The Rhinos wanting to turn it around, getting 0-5'd by the very same Spartans last week in a match on Starbase Arc that kind of had a fair share of bad luck for the Yellow and Gray.
Yeah, Starbase Arc, a tough break for a lot of different teams, but especially for the Rhinos. They started off that series that they played versus the Spartans. That game one, they looked pretty solid. They didn't come up with the win, of course, courtesy of that 0-second chance off the bar that went bar and into the ground and killed play. But it was really a tough break here, so I'm sure they're glad to be back here on a standard map. And again, versus the Lightning, who they've got some very impressive numbers. Their record is absolutely stellar, 24-6. So they're playing really good, and the Lightning only half a game back to the Spartans. If the Lightning win one here versus the Rhinos, they will at least be tied for first place in that Storm division. And the Rhinos at 11-19 are actually in second place. The Sun division is who knows what it is.
The Sun division is sub 500 division, but somebody's going to make the playoffs out of that division, and the talk around the MLD community is when the Blue Conference is going to have a team that is like 60% win ratio or higher not make the playoffs because of how tight the wild card is right now, and somebody from the Sun division is probably going to win the division at 500 or possibly even worse. It says something about the kind of the parity in the league, in that somehow through the draft all the really good teams ended up on one half of the league. But that's kind of the beauty of the draft system here, is you sometimes pick up some really well playing teams through that draft, and some teams come together really strongly throughout the season. The Lightning, one of those teams, having changed the roster a couple of times now and really settling in on a really good roster here. It'd be Kendo and Ninja Rider in for them today, up against Casey Scragg and Blackhawk for the Rhinos. I'm set. Achieves, you set? Because I know these guys are probably itching to play by now.
I'm pretty much set, but this is basically conference wildcard lock week, right? Because after this, it's all interdivision, right? And that's where people are really going to be setting.
Yeah, it is, but it's going to be a tight one all the way through, even with the conference games, because wins left, right, and center are going to matter so much for every team here. Signal is out to these guys here. Everybody's locked in, except for Ninja. There we go. Oh,
I blame Ninja every time. Always blame Ninja.
No, blame Daz. Gotta blame Daz.
Him too. Let's go ahead and get this one underway. It's going to be the Lightning versus the Rhinos. The kickoff, actually, going to be favoring the Rhinos here. Shot towards net. Going to be kept away. KC not really able to get around it. KC, of course, played with DM Rawlings last week on Starbase Arc and had a few struggles as this one slips behind one defender and Ninja Rider trying to sweep in. I'm interested to see how Ninja and Kendo play. Kendo, of course, on that Duck team that won the league, I guess you call it, MLD champions of season 4. Of course, he didn't play in that championship matchup, but he was on that roster. And there's a nice setup from Ninja Rider. Kendo gonna finish the job.
Really good pass from Ninja Rider here, and earlier on in the sequence had a really nice double touch off the wall, showing that he's improving his mechanics day on day here. It's a really good bounce pass out in front. Nobody in sight on defense for the Rhinos as the Lightning come together with a team play to open the scoring here.
We'll have to see how KC and Blackhawk are able to rally. KC is certainly one of the strongest players on the Rhinos, as it's not going to show as Ninja Rider able to pick one up off the kickoff.
Really quick attack here. Ninja Rider puts that around KC, just gets the angle wrong. You see him a little wide to that one. Ninja Rider winning that challenge clean out of the corner to himself in front. Lightning striking twice in 40 seconds.
Ha! Nailed it! You're a clever one, Jay. Now, the real question, though, is do they both have the voltaic wheels on? They do. They've got it going. They've learned the style of the MLD as Blackhawk, what a pass towards the top of the box. Ninja Rider reading the play well, however. They shut down that passing angle. KC empty. Kendo wants a dribble. Tries to go right in between both of them. Will be snuffed out by the yellow and gray. Kendo's so patient off the back wall. It's going to be a real tough follow-through, especially Blackhawk already lurking on that side wall. Went for the demo as well. KC can only buy time. Probably should have denied that boost in the midfield. Ninja's just going to pick up that corner boost over on the Rhino side, however, and it's a chance here for KC. He will put it on frame, and it's going to be back within one.
Really good play by KC here. Recognizes he's got the defense out of position there as Kendo misses and Ninja Rider struggles. You see the Feels backflip too. Not a lot he can do about that one as he just can't pop up quickly in time. A little bit too much stick on that one, and KC has an open net to shoot at. Cuts the lead down to 1.
As I was saying before that second goal by the Lightning, KC Scragg, one of the, if not the top offensive producer, and one more towards net, kept away by Kendo. Blackhawk applying the pressure, steals that corner boost as well. KC wants 2 off the back wall, comes up empty. Kendo will have some breathing room here. Slow dribble, aggressive challenge from KC. Kendo perhaps struggling to get a handle on that ball. Whiffed from Ninja Rider. Lacks on the pressure, however, from the Rhino side of things. KC waiting very patiently in his net. Probably good awareness as Blackhawk was out back in the midfield. I just don't think he wanted to really go and super aggressively challenge just in case he got beat.
Yeah, Blackhawk actually lurking at midfield, looking for the demo coming back on defense. I switched to his camera really briefly there on the broadcast, and I think that's part of the reason KC was waiting on that one. His teammate in front of him on the play. If you go for that challenge and miss that, it's an open net.
Exactly. Ooh, Ninja let that one go. And again, the Rhinos not really picking up on that quickly. However, they do remain in possession here. Blackhawk high up the side wall. Can't really get it out towards the middle of the box, and it will indeed give Kendo a chance. He's able to find the clear off the back wall. Ninja has a chance to get this one all the way downfield. Kendo on the dribble once again. Struggled to get one started earlier. Doesn't have the hardest cut into that ball, and it is easily touched away by Blackhawk. Kendo not securing his own corner boost, which means Blackhawk actually didn't either. As KC put one towards the left side, pushed away by Ninja Rider. Just about 2 minutes remaining here in game number 1. KC needs to buy a lot of time here. Ninja, actually my mistake, got a decent touch out into the midfield. Kendo thrown out the my bad. Not very happy with coming up empty on that shot. It would have been a big insurance goal with so little time left.
Yeah, Phil side flipped. He went for it a little too quickly. Again, a little bit too much stick out of that dead zone. Ends up flipping harmlessly at that well low of the ball. Big opportunity misses. Another great pass from Ninja Rider comes up empty that time.
Well, the Rhinos still have time to get things going. Got just under a minute and a half. Is this one going to be high off the back wall? Blackhawk wanting to not allow any extra opportunities for the Lightning. Dribble out of the midfield. Kendo just has to buy some time. Does not secure his own corner boost. Thankfully, Ninja Rider able to pick it up. KC lurking at the top of the box. And only wait, we'll have to throw this one back into the mix. Kendo in reverse. Able to find a bit of a pinch against that side wall. Pushing it all the way down the pitch. And a really aggressive challenge from Ninja Rider is going to leave it on a 2-on-1 for the Rhinos. Shot towards the right side. Kendo, very passive defense. Smart play. Probably should have been a pass from Blackhawk. If he powers that one off the back wall, KC has a chance at it. Huge demo as well by Blackhawk to mitigate that lightning push over onto the Rhinos half. This one down in front, nobody there. KC can only watch, perhaps giving respect to Ninja Rider, and another missed opportunity. And with 25 seconds left, down by 1, that's one you have to go for regardless. If you got 3 minutes left, you can afford to not go, but right there you have to.
Yeah, I think he just hesitated because he was expecting it to bounce, and which it did, but he was a little low on boost. He tried to time it a little bit more finely than I'm sure he would have liked to. Not going to matter, though, as it's a great pass out in front, and Blackhawk ties the game.
Yeah, KC doing a really nice job staying with this one in the corner, allowing it to bounce because he had no boost. It's a big risky play because he had ball cam on that whole time, so he wasn't necessarily sure if a Lightning player was going to come and challenge one in that corner, but he stuck to his guns, got the solid pass off the back wall, and they find the equalizer. In the final 5 seconds counting down, Ninja Rider trying to go for the bump, and it might have backfired. Thankfully, KC not on target and not enough power. We'll go into overtime in Game 1, Jay.
Well, the Lightning start out with 2 quick strikes in 40 seconds, then the Rhinos buckled down. They flirt a little bit with danger here and there, but a couple of misplays by Kendo and Ninja Rider apiece leave openings for the Rhinos to tie this one up. Gotta feel like the Rhinos' momentum right now in their favor. They're probably gonna come away with Game 1! Called it!
Hey, you did call it. I will agree with that. Really tough break, though, for Kendo. Being in the net backwards and with no boost, it was like, panic, didn't quite read the bounce, and at that point, there's nothing to be done. KC coming through, slamming it home. The Rhinos, unlike last week, I should say, would have come up with the victory in game number 1, albeit in overtime.
I think they actually went to overtime in Game 1 of last week's series as well. And
Did they?
They came up a little bit short on that one as well. But
I don't know. There's a lot of games.
It's unfortunate for the Lightning there. They played really well off the start. And the thing that kind of let them down there is as the Rhinos found their footing and really started to take it to them, the Lightning stopped hitting the ball effectively. And that's really what kind of set them back on that one. You saw late there a couple of misplays by Kendo and Ninja Rider gripping the sticks a bit too hard. And right in that final play, Ninja Rider gets dunked and Kendo kind of cuts too close to the near post. And that really hurts him there because without the boost, the reaction time needed to try and make that save is almost smaller than the human reaction time. You have no time to react on that one.
It's certainly a tough scenario to be in, but we will move on into game number 2, and it's a chance. KC just inched it wide. Ninja Rider going to deny that boost in the midfield. Solid fundamentals. However, Blackhawk able to secure his own corner. Ninja all the way back to his own half. Smart communication there from the Lightning crew not to get tied up too easily. Ooh, KC noticing he was beat. Took his time there on that challenge. Stopping, and Kendo, tough save. Able to get the nose on it, however. Once again, the Rhinos remain in possession. They're doing a nice job catching the clears right now by the Lightning. And like you said, the Lightning really struggling to find those solid touches that will grant them possession or at least put it back into the neutral game. Right now, I mean, the Rhinos are just saying, if you get it by us, you get it by us, but you haven't been able to hang on to the ball.
That's a good floater. Ninja Rider's going to get stuck losing it in the lights here. We'll pick up the play with Kendo here. Just comes out a little bit far and ends up getting dunked by Casey. And you see Ninja Rider comes across to the near post, but he drifts towards the ball. That leaves him stuck on an island as it floats over top with the shot from Blackhawk. Great placement. The Rhinos take the lead.
And to me, that's just a thing of speed management from Ninja Rider. Because if he goes into net there at maybe quarter speed, half speed, and has the ability to stop himself in the middle or on that back post, he makes that save almost every time, I bet. It's just too much faith in Kendo winning that challenge in a big way, I think.
Yeah, spacing a big thing in the 2v2 game because you need to give yourself a lot of space to be able to react to play as it develops there. You can't always jump on the assumption your teammate is going to make a play happen because the amount of times that you'll get dunked in a 2v2 pretty high at a lot of levels of play.
Yeah, you can take that risk in that 3v3 arena, but when half this game is defense and positioning, becomes all the more important. KC on that Mantis trying to get that big flip and the huge flick into the upper right-hand side, not really able to find the sweet spot on that car. Blackhawk had a chance to have Kendo beat, didn't get the power behind the ball, however, still able to stay in possession. Aggressive challenge from KC, he's got no boost for the follow-up. Jumps anyway, Ninja comes up empty as well, him on low boost as well as KC. He followed him all the way down into the Rhinos' half. A big mistake from Ninja Rider. He just coasted all the way down into the Rhinos' half, and Kendo got beat.
You see him chasing Casey on that one. A hopeless chase as Casey had the boost at mid, and there's no chance that Ninja's going to catch them both at Supersonic. Casey recognizes the play developing in the corner, turns on a dime, jumps straight in to double the lead.
Tough break for the Lightning. Gonna have plenty of time to rally here in game 2, however. Really, all they have to do is get themselves back into that start. This is a good way to get things going. KC also in a tough spot here, and crucial touch at the right time. Kendo denying that corner boost, went for the back pass. Ninja Rider up there to meet it as well. Long clear from KC. Ninja a little bit too far forward. Can tap it back for Kendo. KC looking for Blackhawk. Will come and meet him. And finally, Ninja out of his own front of the net. On himself, just through one, except KC able to steal that ball right off the front edge. Kendo now with a lot of space to work with. Got a little bit too far behind the ball. That is always a very difficult play, trying to catch that ball cleanly on that dribble off the sidewalls. 1-2 from KC. Kendo there to meet that as well. The Lightning, their defensive stats throughout the season, as I'm taking a look at them right here, they really don't have to do a lot of things. Like they don't seem to make any more saves per game than a lot of other teams in the league, but because both these guys are sitting at 2.63 saves per game.
Give up fewer shots, Chiefs, and you have to make less
Yeah.
saves. That's kind of the
Exactly.
mantra. Like Lightning, one of the highest scoring teams in the league, and big reason why they don't have to make a lot of saves is they don't have to play against the ball a lot in their play. But right now, they're getting hemmed in their own end. They're boxed in. They're losing boost a significant number of times, and part of that just comes down to their pathing. Kendo's going to pick one up here at a great time with a minute left, and that's going to be an important goal for them.
Yeah, Blackhawk on the long drive back with no boost. He still probably could make that, though. Well, maybe not. It would have been really close. If he was going to get it, it was going to have to bounce off the opposite post. But either way, the Fields backflip right at the crucial moment. Finally, the Lightning able to get one on the board. It's been a while since they were able to do that, all the way back in game number 1, at the start, no less. And since then, the Rhinos have done a phenomenal job of keeping things on this Lightning half. Double commit from the Lightning. Still able to fit one through. Is KC now all alone, trying to buy plenty of time. And Kendo, again, he's been in reverse in a couple of very crucial points in this series already early on, and he's not had a lot of success from that position, so I think Kendo might have to start spacing himself out a little bit wider to make sure he's approaching from the proper angle.
Two things that the Lightning aren't doing well, in my opinion. One is their spacing. We've talked about that a little bit. The other thing, too, is their boost management and their pathing that goes along with that. Great play by Ninja Rider, though. It's a great goal to tie it late. It's solid individual effort.
Yeah, I was on Blackhawk's camera here, and he knew as soon as he hit that ball off the corner that it was not going to be pretty. But still, that's when your defensive skills, all that time you spend on defense throughout your entire Rocket League career, is put on the line. Like, you have to be able to realize you've made a mistake, not panic for the next 2 to 3 seconds, be able to stay right with that ball. And they gave it up. The Lightning gave up the shot, and it's just wide, and a huge break for the orange, or not the orange, the blue and, what are they, blue and white?
Blue and gray.
Blue and yellow?
They're blue and gray.
Okay.
I
don't know.
More on my point about boost pathing, though. The thing about the Lightning right now is they really don't like to cycle and grab pads in circles in ways that they'll pick up 2 or 3 in the same run. Oh, not like this!
Oh, man. The worst part about this is that, like, it's a pointless jump from Ninja Rider. That's either in or it's out. It's like him jumping does not affect that, and all it can do is hurt his team, and that's a huge break for the Rhinos. They're up 2-0 in the series now.
It's a case of see ball, hit ball. Ninja Rider knows he's made a mistake when he goes into the corner trying to chase that one, and he's on low boost, because you see him cycling to grab a corner pad. The problem is, as he goes in, he knows he can't make the challenge, double guesses himself, tries to go back towards net, and he sees the shot coming in, knows his teammate can't get the hit on it, and just kind of panics at that one, and it's really unfortunate. It's off the post, off him and in.
It's like that whole, remember that time when you know you've made a mistake on defense and you have to not panic for the next 2 to 3 seconds? Blackhawk did it literally 15 seconds ago, down on the other side of things. Ninja Rider comes up and unfortunately cost the Lightning the game here. And as they take their time moving into game number 3, as the Lightning would really like to win a game. They've had some close games here versus the Rhinos, but if you're the Rhinos right now, you're like, hey, we need these wins right now. So the Rhinos sitting pretty moving through this series so far.
While you were talking, I had my cat on stream because chat was asking for a cat. It was Endo, by the way. I don't know if you could see the blue collar on that one.
I can't. I don't have the stream open.
I was talking to
I've got it open, but I'm not looking. Okay.
I was talking to chat.
That's
yes.
important.
There you go. I have successfully given chat what they were looking for. Well, why is my coloration so dark here?
Yeah,
Apparently
right.
Beck
This
with
looks
Night.
really dark.
Oh, you're seeing it too,
This
right?
game, yeah, this game in particular looks really dark. But
Okay,
who cares
it's
about that?
not
The Lightning
just
start
me.
off well.
Really good play here. Ninja Rider aggressively on that kickoff. We saw it again in game 1 where Kendo wins that one to the corner. Ninja Rider just chases it down out of his own corner and gets the aggressive play, coming up big again. And the Lightning up first.
It's a good start. If you are the Lightning, this is, however, how game number 1 started for them. They fell flat. After about the 3-minute or so mark in game number 1, they just started getting boxed in. Like you said, that boost padding not coming through. Huge bump from Kendo. Can't recover, however. And KC, so patient, finishes the job.
Ninja Rider has an opportunity to challenge that ball there, but he waits too close to the post, and it gives Blackhawk an angle to chip him at the near post. As soon as he does that, with Kendo out of position and out of boost, Casey has an open shot at net, picks the top corner, and the Rhinos respond immediately.
You say it time and time again, Jay, that, ooh. Ooh.
What?
Go get it, Casey. Make it look pretty. Oh! Tough break for the Rhinos. A couple of interesting touches. And this one, another chance here, maybe a bit too aggressive, but they adjust well, the communication on point, and they're able to take the lead in the span of 30 seconds.
Really aggressive play in the corner. Blackhawk winning that challenge. Casey very aggressively in as well to get that ball out front, but it catches the Lightning completely off guard, and Blackhawk on the rotation. Very, very short, very aggressive, but it works out for the Rhinos. It's a 2-1 lead now.
And the interesting thing is, Blackhawk wouldn't have been there, but Ninja Rider trying to rotate back into net pushed him out in that direction, as that is a great pass across the box, but it's a huge breakaway chance. Running interference is Blackhawk, but Kendo is able to put this one right down Main Street. They're locked at 2s.
That's the problem with the aggressive rotation. If you don't succeed, it's a runaway back the other way. You see both Rhinos coming up right on the goal line there. Nobody getting contact on that ball out front. It's Kendo who runs away with it. And the Lightning, well, I mean, we're 49 seconds in, Chiefs. 4 goals.
Shootout confirmed. Game number 3. KC, my mistake, out to midfield. Able to stay with this one and got some real power between a couple of cars there. Kendo comes up empty. Huge challenge from Casey Scragg. Felt like a mile and a half away. Didn't hit the ball. Came up with the demo, however, and it will stall the offensive push of the Lightning. High pop from Blackhawk, needs that midfield boost, pounds this one high off the back wall. There's no chance for Ninja Rider there. He has to watch as the shot comes in, is able to make the save. Tough play to make, and a big one at that.
Really aggressive play.
1-2 touch 2 is the break. Blackhawk has to watch now. Where's Kendo? To the right side, the bump from Ninja Rider. Hello, Lightning.
What a bump. What a sequence of play. Ninja Rider missing out here, grabs a boost, then realizes that the only player who can make a play on that is Blackhawk. Kendo comes in, picks the center of the net as Casey struggles to get there. And that's really good awareness from Ninja Rider. Once he makes the pass, charges the net, and as long as that shot isn't hard off the crossbar, it's a really good chance of going in.
Ooh, KC could have put it in, required a delicate touch. The slam from Blackhawk, however, will equalize things up. We're not even 2 minutes, we're at 6 goals.
Casey doing a really good job of controlling that ball, gets the Lightning aimed backwards, and Kendo trying to get on that ball, just nobody able to go up off the backboard, try and clear that one away. When you cycle underneath the ball like that, all you can do is hopelessly watch it as somebody who has a bit better spacing usually goes up over the top and gets a shot on goal.
KC off the back wall. Blackhawk again, super aggressive. He needs this touch to buy some time as KC's going to be racing back. If Ninja goes for the pass, it would be a great scoring opportunity. Couldn't track that ball down, however, out of the midfield. Didn't quite have the boost to get all the way behind it. Kendo now. Very cautiously approach. What a fake, Kappa. he missed the dribble opportunity, but still got through a defender. How about 2? Around the back wall, didn't pick up that corner boost, should have denied it if you ask me, because Jake, I love boost control, it's what I do.
Well, the other thing that would have helped him out too is he had none. If he picks up the boost there, that pass probably has a little bit more power and accuracy behind it, and it turns into a scoring chance instead of a clear the other way.
Ooh, double miss. KC, first one there, goes right over the top, and it's 3-4 for the Rhinos.
Hitting the ball is an important part of Rocket League in your own zone. Ninja Rider going up for that one, trying to challenge Blackhawk, and nobody gets contact on it. And Casey, first to react to that one as Kendo comes a little bit short and goes low on the challenge, and Casey right up over the top. The Rhinos with the lead just past halftime.
This kickoff once again in favor of the Rhinos, and KC so quick out in front of that box. It's the advantage of being a Rocketeer. You've played a lot of Rocket League, so he's got those reads down a little bit quicker than a lot of his peers here in the MLD, which is a benefit. And Blackhawk now towards the right side, the 1-2, not going to find its way in. Kendo running interference the whole way. How about off the back wall? Cannot come up with it. Casey lost one into the lower left.
Now, unfortunately for Kendo, he zeroes out on the challenge here. He doesn't have a lot of boost coming off the backboard. You see right here, he just front flips, and you see he goes right around the ball. I think if he doesn't flip at that ball, he probably actually gets contact. It might still be going in, but I think the flip is actually what cost him the connection on that ball.
Chance here for KC. Took a bit of a weird hop, didn't quite read that bounce properly. However, credit to where it's due, all series long, the Rhinos have done a phenomenal job of putting the Lightning on defense, which is what you were alluding to all the way back in game number 1. These Lightning guys tend not to allow a lot of shots on net, but there's, 13? Make that 14 shots on, or no, that's 12. I can count. That's 12 shots on net for the Rhinos already, and they don't give up a lot of those.
And half of those have gone in so far, but the Lightning just are not playing well right now together. Kendo and Ninja Rider both have tendencies where they get a little bit lost in the play, and I've seen them both play individually over a couple of seasons now. Great fake kickoff between Ninja Rider and Kendo, but Kendo's going to have to do it all himself there rather than the fake to side boost to the pass, and they're just kind of not syncing up with their efforts anymore. If that makes sense, they're tending to do the same kind of individual plays and leaving each other out to dry a lot.
Kendo, again, struggling to get these dribbles started out of his own side. We've seen that a few times from him already. Will not find a bump. A brilliant back pass from KC. Shot, however, from way too far back. Plenty of time to react for Kendo. We'll take away that midfield boost, however. Ninja needs to secure that corner. Did not do so. KC's got a long drive back, but he's got a full tank now. It's a one-on-one. Kendo, really aggressive challenge. Needed to come up with it, but 30 seconds remaining. You'll be hard-pressed to find any team in all of Rocket League who's going to put 3 in that fast. In game number 3, looking once again to go the Rhinos' way, but here's a chance to get him within 2. Missing the demos, a couple more bumps, and Kendo's too close for comfort. Blackhawk towards the left side, cannot find the net either. Certainly would have sealed the deal, but either way, we're looking at the end of game number 3. The Rhinos sitting pretty.
Absolutely, 3-goal lead with this much time left, insurmountable at this point, but the Lightning really have to settle themselves down now. They're going to lose the series at least by 3, and honestly, it could be a 4 or a 5 win game here for the Rhinos. They're playing really effectively right now, and they've got the Lightning just kind of shell-shocked at the moment. They can't find a way to string together a sequence of play and put the Rhinos on the back foot. And look at the shot total, 15 shots out of the Rhinos on this one achieves. That is offense.
That is offense to a T. That's what, 6 divided by 15 is 40% math, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. Really good show here by the Rhinos. Good shooting percentage overall. They've had a... I'm just curious, Jake. Can you pull up, like, side by side every team's shooting percentage and figure out who's got the best shooting percentage?
I can. 1 second.
Because you're resident stat know everythinger. I've got the side-by-side right now. The Rhinos currently at 44.79, and the Lightning usually shoot 50.21.
So the Rhinos about the league average, which is roughly 44%. Tigers with the highest shooting percentage at 52.84. So, Ninja Rider going to pick one up here.
They've scored first in 3 out of 4 games now.
That's a good 50.
They've lost every one.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of removes your adage, score first, win game, right?
That actually is a great point, and I'm upset. Way to go, Lightning. Ruin score first, win game. I mean, well, Rawlings is in the chat. He's much more in tune with all the RLCS statistics, but back in, I think it was Season 2, it was like you score first, you win 70% of the time or something like that. And what a boomer from midfield. Kendo making it 2-0.
And unfortunately, Blackhawk here just missing that touch. It's a little bit off. Slow, weak aerials at midfield. Can't do a lot with those, and Kendo drilling that one downfield. Actually looked like it might have been wide. I think Casey got a piece of that one, ends up putting it in his own net. But the Lightning striking twice here early. But we saw what happened with that in Game 1 at Chiefs. A little bit difficult to maintain that lead.
Well, they've had a... Whoa. What? How did he block that? I thought there was, like, no way that ball wasn't going to find its way in to that Lightning net, but Kendo made himself large right in front, able to keep it out somehow. Ninja missing that boost deny in the midfield, struggling to pick up the corner on a clean angle as well. Kendo far back, Casey's right on top, sits on it, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Lightning not able to deal with this ball effectively. And Kendo, you see him go into the net, drive out underneath it. No chance to play this ball. Ninja Rider bailing out of the corner. Probably could have gone up the boards, knowing Kendo's going straight to net on the ground. You have to use the backboard to get some height on those ones. If you let them fall into frame, Achieves, so easy to take a shot and so difficult to save when you're stationary.
Oh, and it slips through and it's all tied up. That is literally exactly what happened in game number 1. They put 2 balls into the net really quickly for the Lightning, and then in about equal amounts of time, the Rhinos were able to equalize it.
Oh man, Ninja Rider is going to have to pull that one out of the memory bank, delete permanently on that. Had a little bit of an awkward line to the ball. It was savable, but really unfortunate that he just doesn't make contact on the ball. I think he moved a little bit right as he took off on the aerial, and it swings him past the ball on the save.
Ooh, another solid dish out towards the top of the box by Casey Scragg, and a huge clear from Ninja Rider. Has a chance to get the bounce off the wall. Kendo can only buy a little bit of time. Cardinal Sin slaps it straight off the side wall with nobody behind him. Can only buy time. Thankfully, Blackhawk went to get boost, and Kendo will just make it back in time to keep the shot out.
Committing 2 Cardinal Sins in the span of a second. Hard lateral ball to nobody but the opposition. Then a weak panic touch to the opposition. Again, gets really lucky to make the save as the placement from Casey a bit off. But the Lightning, after those 2 quick goals again...
You're kidding!
Kind of playing with fire. Oh, what?
Hey, yo, Jay, you remember when you said hitting the ball is an important part of Rocket League?
Yeah.
That's what Casey's thinking right now.
You know what? This breaks down in the corner, though. Both the Rhinos kind of cross over one another. Neither one hits it in that corner. And then Casey, on the panic coming back across, just can't time the clear off the base of the post.
Blackhawk. Bit of a weak touch out into the midfield. Will be no problem for Kendo. I'm sure Casey wanted to slam that all the way off the back wall. The Rhinos just got a little bit too far under it. The flip timing not quite perfect. They will have to fight for possession out of their own side. Ninja could have went for a bump right there, and if he had, it could have proved lethal as Kendo was lined up to take a chance at the net. Just that spatial and situational awareness not quite there. Casey, if he went for the slow play, probably would have beat out Kendo. The Lightning are able to hold fast, but they still got over or just under half the game to go at this point. It is still anybody's game. The Rhinos have come back from behind 3 games out of... Oh, wait. Is it 3 games out of 3? No, they scored first in game 2. But Blackhawk still able to roll one in.
And unfortunately, Ninja Rider's playing a little bit tense right now, and it's kind of coming up a bit awkwardly on defense there. Kendo's actually the one who just loses that challenge to Blackhawk. And I'm not sure what happened to Ninja Rider. I think he's rotating back, missed out on boost somewhere along the line. And Blackhawk with the runaway back down into the open blue net. But just more about Ninja Rider here. You just seen a couple of plays since that missed save on the second goal. He's just not having that same kind of confidence in hitting the ball, making contact with it, that he was in the first part of the first couple of games.
The mental game, the biggest part of any competitive scene anywhere, be it sports, esports, traditional, card games, it doesn't matter. The mental game is all that matters in a lot of these scenarios. It certainly comes to others more naturally than others. Ooh, hard off the back wall. Kendo almost put that into his own net. And Blackhawk, a really aggressive challenge. KC's going to have to scramble on low boost, and this is going to be a tough defensive sequence. If that ball had got high, Kendo trying to take it himself. Ninja really aggressive. Did he go for the demo?
Hard to say. It looked like he jumped early on the shot. Kendo, again, a big save. That's 5 now that Kendo's picked up in this game.
Man's a wall on defense, fighting for that one victory. As we touched on right before we got this series started, the Lightning are 1 game back to the Spartans currently. The Spartans sitting at 25-10 as of their 5-0 victory yesterday against the Warriors. And the Lightning need 1 victory here against the Rhinos to at least tie that up. Right now, it is anybody's game here in number 4. Kendo trying to do it himself, and Blackhawk throws it out towards the corner. Ninja on the dribble. Kendo having to back off, trying to play passive, not wanting to give up a free goal here against the Rhinos. Reading the dribble quite well, is able to keep it on this Rhinos half. This has been one of the more extended stays over on the Rhinos side of things here for the Lightning, and it might pay off towards the right side. It beats them out. They've got 16 seconds left, and they're up by 1.
This is the kind of pressure they needed, picking off weak clears, and as soon as you see that ball from Blackhawk that KC just a little bit late and a little bit wide to, and you see it in his jump, pulls outside of the arc of the ball, Kendo just goes on the inside line, puts it in a great place, bottom corner. Blackhawk can't get there, and that's a lead.
And now can they hang on? A huge missed touch. KC on a dribble, high tap, can't quite get around it, didn't have a lot of boost to work with. That's a very tough play to make on just about an empty tank. Ninja just lets this one fall. The Lightning will indeed at least tie the Spartans, and a win here in game number 5 would sit them at first place in the Storm division. But 6 saves from Kendo. That's your reason for winning this one.
Double savior for Kendo. 10 shots from the Rhinos, only 3 of them finding a way past, 6 of them going into the hitbox of Kendo on that one. That's huge, Achieves. That kind of defense with the number of opportunities that the Rhinos had throughout the course of that 4th game. I mean, that's a difference maker
overall
right there.
In the series. Like the Rhinos have put a lot of shots on net. I'm looking at their numbers. They average about 6.4 shots per game, and I'm pretty sure in every single one they've put up more than 6.
Yeah,
I think they're at least 8 a game.
The one thing about some of the Rhino stats up to this point is that DM Rawlings has played a significant number of the series up to this point, and we haven't seen a lot out of Blackhawk and KC Scragg as a unit throughout the course of the season as the lights here at Beckwith go out yet again. It's kind of a weird lighting bug, I think, on this one here.
But, please, Dirk, fix it.
Yeah, with Rawlings in the lineup, their offense just doesn't have the same kind of zip to it, which is probably why their offense numbers come down just a bit. But not to say that Rawlings is the problem. It's just that without his confidence right now, they just don't have that ability to aggressively rotate in and still effectively get back.
That's kind of an interesting point. Ooh, that's a great pass off the top corner. Kendo again able to stay in front of it. Play defense quite nicely, but we saw a little bit of the Rhinos KC. We saw them play 5 games on the Starbase, and their games number 1 and 2, they looked really solid. It's just a matter of if they win the games, they continue to play well, and if they don't, it falls apart a little bit. And this is actually, I think, my first time getting to see Ninja Rider play an actual official MLD match, as he spends a lot of his limited spare time playing with us over in some private lobbies, having a blast with us. So it's nice to get to see him here in a truly competitive setting. As Blackhawk off the back wall, really aggressive challenge from KC, not able to shut that angle down and get that one into the net. Ninja Rider has to make his tough save. Kendo off the spoiler, down into the Rhinos half, and we're just past the first minute of play here in game number 5, and my goodness. Are we going to see a low-scoring game, Rawlings? A low-scoring game, Jade? Nobody scored yet.
I mean, Rawlings is in the chat. We could ask him what the script is for this one, as RLC script writer could.
I mean, I think if he wrote the script for MLD, he'd have his team winning everything right now.
Well,
they wouldn't be second in the Sun division.
Well, let's put it this way: they did
a more dramatic denouement.
They did have the only 5-0 of Week 1. I would just like to put that out there.
We've never not seen Rawlings not writing a script.
I mean, it's true. But back up. You know what? I forgot what our original point was. We'll have to bring it back up in conversation.
Either way, this one a tight one. The Rhinos have already secured their win for the series at least, and at this point on the Lightning, the thing on the line for them is a first spot in that Storm division, heading into interdivisional play. This is the last week where we will get to see teams play outside their division, and it's a breakaway for Kendo, a slow roller into the left side, and it takes about half the game to finally put one in.
It's a good touch by Ninja Rider, just getting around the challenge. Kendo, really smart placement there, cuts it back left, seeing KC coming across, puts that right, cuts down the distance between him and the defender, makes the save easier, but he gets to the outside of the ball, taps it back towards the near post, and gets that out of reach of the defense.
Ooh, big chance. KC off the kickoff, and it goes right into the middle of the net. That is another kickoff goal for the Rhinos. So much success tonight.
Yeah, Kendo, unfortunately, losing that the wrong way, right into the path of the onrushing Blackhawk, or actually, it's Casey, sorry. And that's what we talked about a little bit watching the Lightning previously, where if they win the faceoff very specifically, they have that set play off the faceoff, and a fake kickoff there. Actually, I'm not sure if Ninja Rider missed that or it was an intentional fake, but Kendo caught out of position. They almost get scored on here.
Woo!
Oh, they do!
Hello! Can we talk about this angle really quick, Jay?
Yes, we can.
And we have nothing to say about it. Nice shot.
Nope. Nice shot. Well calculated. Well calculated.
Ooh, Ninja Rider needs to place very carefully right there. KC coming on real strong. Able to delay that rotate too. It's going to be Kendo all by himself. It's going to be very difficult here for the Lightning to tie this one up, as all series long it has been some stellar pressure from the Rhinos, but here in the last couple of games, Kendo has just picked up the reins on defense, slaps another one out of the way.
Yeah, a little bit aggressive on that play from Kendo, though. You saw Ninja Rider come out from the net and try and challenge that as well. It's a double commit defensively that works out because they managed to get the ball away, but you can just see those threads fraying a little bit on defense there as Kendo trying to pick up a bit of the slack. It's kind of overrunning Ninja Rider's play as well in the process.
This is a slippery slope indeed. Ninja Rider almost threw too cleanly. Perhaps should have taken a bit more time with that touch. Did deny the corner boost. I'm a fan of that play. Little too aggressive, very fortunate. Blackhawk did not square that one up towards that Lightning net, and you could almost say keep this one out of reach with only a 2-goal lead here in a minute remaining, as throughout this entire series, the Lightning have struggled to get extended offensive possessions versus these Rhinos. As the 1-2 touch comes up empty, Ninja Rider perhaps wanting an extra hit. And Kendo following close behind. Pass towards the midfield. And stall at the top of the box. Huge miscomm. Ninja Rider should have just left it for Kendo. Or Kendo leaves it for Ninja Rider. Either or, that's something you need to figure out. And time continues to tick here. Blackhawk so patient in the net. All the way at the back. Ready for anything. Casey goes right through both defenders, and it'll roll in with 28 left. That should do it.
Yeah, Kendo has to win this challenge, but gets it all wrong underneath and wide. And KC just winning that ball over top of the Lightning player, open net. That should ice it. 2-goal lead with 28 seconds to go. The Lightning need a kickoff goal and then another one, possibly with 0 seconds on the board, to try and find OT and a salvage a 2-3 series.
It is going to be a tall order, but it starts with a Kendo dribble out of the top of his box, immediately met by KC. Hard off the back wall. Blackhawk in a brilliant angle, and he has no problem finding the back of the net.
That'll do it here as KC aggressively in the corner just gets that around Ninja Rider, who hesitates a bit on the challenge in my opinion. Needs to be aggressive to that ball. Didn't quite catch his boost situation there, but you have to recognize that there isn't a great play by the offensive player out of that corner, so you need to cut the angle down and at least make that a more difficult pass than he did on that play.
Oh, what a save from Kendo. Made 6 in game number 4. He's earned himself another 3 in game number 5. But alas, alack, the Rhinos find the back of the net 4 times, and they will win this series in a comfortable 4-1. The Lightning are at least thankful that they have managed to tie the Spartans, or wait, did I? Yes. They tied
Yes.
the Spartans. They are both now sitting at 25-10 as we move into interdivisional play. So when the Lightning play the Spartans somewhere in weeks 8 through 10, it's going to be a great show. And this was a big series for the Rhinos as well. They needed these wins to really keep them close to the Pirates.
Absolutely agree with that one. As I mean, that alone, I think, puts them tentatively, they're on provisional poll coming out of Week 7 out of the Sun Division as they get themselves up to 15 wins on the season, I believe, as I check my tables here. Yes, they'll move up to 15-20. So 2 games ahead of the Pirates, pending the Pirates' results later on in the weekend. But we must say goodbye to Achieves. He's got previous engagements to move on to. When we come back, the White Walker himself, Curtis, will be joining me for the final 2 games.
What a name.
The final 2 games of our doubleheader today. And on the flip side of this break, it will be the Bears up against the Comets as Storm and Sun continue to collide here. You're watching Freestyle Friday here on the MLD Network. I'll be back right after this.
Wasting time.